He came from rockets and robots and walked straight into the heart of American power. He promised change, speed, disruption. Now, he's gone. But his story? It's just beginning. This is Elon Musk Leaves the White House. A true story told like no other. Bold, fast, and full of fire. Let's begin. Chapter 1. A shocking appointment. In 2025, everything changed. People watched the news with wide eyes. Wait, Elon Musk is working for the government? Yes, it really happened. The day was cloudy in Washington, D.C. Rain tapped on the windows of the White House. Reporters waited outside with cameras, umbrellas, and cold hands. Then, the black car arrived. Elon Musk stepped out. Wearing a dark suit, no tie. He looked serious, but calm. He walked inside without saying a word. People whispered, "He's not a politician. He's a businessman. He builds rockets, not laws." So, why was he here? Why did President Jackson ask him to join the government? 3 weeks before, the U.S. economy took a hit. Jobs were disappearing. AI and robots were replacing people faster than ever. Young people felt lost. Older workers felt afraid. Something had to change. President Jackson made a surprising choice. She called Elon Musk. "Mr. Musk," she said, "you've changed space, cars, and the internet. Now, I want you to help change America." Musk was quiet. Then he asked, "In what way?" She answered, "Lead our new Innovation Council. Bring ideas. Fix our future." It was a risk. Elon Musk is known for big ideas, but also big problems. He speaks without filters. He fights on social media. He makes friends and enemies. Still, he said yes. For 6 months, he worked in a special room in the West Wing. No rockets, no tweets, no drama, at first. He brought in engineers from Tesla and SpaceX. They made plans for solar energy, fast internet, and better public transport. He spoke to students, workers, even truck drivers. He listened more than people expected, and slowly, people started to believe. "Maybe he's not just a billionaire," one woman said. "Maybe he really wants to help." But then, the problems came. Some members of Congress didn't trust him. "He's too rich," they said. "He doesn't follow rules. He wants to control too much." And Musk? He didn't stay quiet. He called them slow and outdated on live TV. Tensions rose. Meetings turned into arguments. At one point, he almost quit. He packed his bag. He told his assistant, "I don't belong here." But she looked at him and said, "Then why did you come?" That night, he walked through the White House garden. The moon was full. He looked at the sky and whispered, "I came to build something, not fight." So, he stayed. More months passed. Some ideas failed. Some worked. By the end of the year, over 10 million homes got solar panels. Rural towns got fast internet. New jobs were created in green tech. Still, it wasn't enough for some people. And Musk was tired. One cold morning, He walked out of the White House. He stopped at the steps. He turned to the cameras and said, "I did what I could. Now it's your turn." Then he left. The country was divided. Some cheered, some were angry, some just watched in silence. Today, many still ask, was he a hero or just a rich man playing government? But maybe that's the wrong question. Chapter 2. What is Doge? People didn't know whether to laugh or worry. Doge? Like the meme coin? Number. This was real. This was serious. Doge stood for the Department of Government Efficiency, a new office. Elon Musk created it. He said, "We must fix government, make it faster, smarter, cleaner." It sounded good, but not everyone liked the idea. Some asked, who gave him this power? Others warned, he's not a public servant, he's a disruptor. But Musk moved fast. He didn't wait. He broke old rules. He replaced paper with apps. He fired slow departments. He cut red tape with a digital knife. In weeks, things began to change. People could renew licenses online, file taxes with one click, track spending in real time. Why didn't we have this before? People asked. One worker said, "It's like we jumped 10 years into the future." But inside the government, things were tense. Many didn't like Musk's style. He skipped meetings. He made jokes during briefings. He gave orders by text, not by law. One senator shouted in a hearing, "This is not a tech company. This is the United States." Doge also made mistakes. A new digital ID system failed. Thousands of people got locked out. A hospital payment app crashed. Veterans waited weeks for care. Musk said, "We are moving fast. Sometimes we fall. Then we fix." But critics didn't forgive. They said, "Government is not a playground. People get hurt." One night, Musk gave a live speech. No script, no notes, just him. He said, "I know I'm not perfect, but I didn't come to play politics. I came because I care. We can't keep doing things the old way. The world is changing, and so must we." The crowd clapped, but some officials stayed silent. Weeks later, Doge launched its biggest plan, the National Speed Project. Musk wanted to build a new train system, electric, fast, clean, from New York to LA in 5 hours. He said, "We spend billions on war. Why not spend billions on progress?" People were excited, but Congress was not. They blocked the funding. Musk was furious. He tweeted, "Government fears progress. That's why it's slow." The tweet went viral. The internet exploded. But inside the White House, patience ran out. One morning, Musk arrived late to a cabinet meeting. He looked tired. He sat down, sighed, and said, "I can't move this machine anymore." A silence filled the room. Then he stood up, looked around, and walked out. Doge stayed open, but without Musk, it changed. Slower, safer, smaller. Some things Musk built stayed. Others were undone. But the impact? It was already there. A student from Ohio wrote online, "I used to wait 3 hours for a passport. Now it takes 10 minutes. Thanks, Doge." A mother from Texas said, "My son got his disability help through the app. No more long lines." Musk didn't come back. He returned to Tesla, to SpaceX, to Mars plans, but he left a mark. Chapter 3: Cuts, Chaos, and Controversy. At first, people were hopeful. Then came the cuts, the chaos, the noise, the anger. Everything changed. Fast. Elon Musk was never slow. He didn't wait for permission. He made decisions in minutes. And in Washington, that was dangerous. One morning, Musk entered a press room. He looked serious. His voice was clear. "We are cutting 30% of federal jobs," he said. Gasps. Silence, then shouting. "Too slow," he said. "Too much waste. Too many middlemen. We need results." Thousands of workers got emails. "Thank you for your service. Your job has been made digital." Tears, protests, news headlines. Some people cheered. Finally, the government is lean. Others cried, "I gave 20 years of my life, and now it's over with one click?" But Musk didn't stop. He slashed old programs. He removed entire departments. He sold government buildings. He said, "No more paper, no more delay." Then came the budget changes. Money shifted fast. Less for defense, more for AI and education, more for climate tech and internet speed. He called it the Future Fund. Others called it chaos. One general said, "He's weakening national security." An activist replied, "No, he's fixing what matters, the planet." And still, Musk pushed forward. He created new tech rules, stronger privacy laws, limits on data sales, tighter controls on social media algorithms. "Protect people, not profits," he said. Big tech was not happy. Some CEOs stopped taking his calls. Lawsuits started. Stocks dropped. But young people? They supported him. One teen posted, "Finally, someone gets it." Then came the protests. Outside the Capitol, outside the White House, signs everywhere. Jobs, not bots. Too fast, too far. Dictator with Wi-Fi. Inside, things were getting worse. Leaders clashed. Old allies turned cold. A top advisor resigned. She said, "Elon doesn't lead, he commands." Even the president seemed distant. She avoided the cameras. Let Musk speak alone. People started asking, is he really helping? Or just tearing things apart? One day, Musk stood in front of reporters. His eyes looked tired. He said, "I know it's messy, but this is what change looks like. We can't fix a broken system by moving slowly." But the damage was done. A leaked memo showed chaos inside Doge, missed deadlines, bad data, important systems failing. Hospitals didn't get supplies on time. Schools didn't get their tech grants. Rural areas lost support. Too many cuts. Not enough care. The media turned. Headlines screamed, Musk's revolution breaking the government. One man versus the system. Efficiency or ego? Late one night, Musk sat alone in his office. He stared at a screen showing a long list of problems. He didn't speak. He didn't tweet. Finally, he whispered, "Was this the right way?" The next day, he called a meeting. All departments, all leaders. He said, "I tried to move fast, maybe too fast. We need balance. We need to rebuild trust." And for the first time, he asked for help. Some people listened. Some still walked out. But things began to slow down. Just a little. Just enough. Chapter 4. A Clash of Giants. They were once allies, both powerful, both loud, both used to winning. But then, everything changed. It happened in a quiet room. No cameras, no reporters, just two men, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. At first, they agreed on many things: big business, bold action, cutting red tape. But in 2025, the fight began. The problem? Taxes. Trump wanted a huge tax cut. Less money for the government, more money for the rich. He said, "It's the American way." Musk disagreed. He said, "That's the old way. We need to tax billionaires. We need to rebuild the future." The clash started slow. Private calls, careful words. Then it exploded. Trump gave a speech in Florida. He looked angry. He said, "Some people forget who built this country. Now they want to punish success?" Everyone knew who he meant. The next day, Musk tweeted, "Real success means giving back, not hiding behind tax breaks." That tweet. It lit a fire. The internet chose sides. Some stood with Musk. Others backed Trump. Even Congress split. Behind closed doors, the fight got worse. Musk wanted a smart tax plan, a digital system. No loopholes, no tricks. He said, "Everyone pays their share, even me." Trump said, "You're turning on your own class." Musk replied, "Maybe it's time someone did." The final meeting was stormy. Voices were raised. Fists hit the table. Trump shouted, "You don't belong here." Musk stood up and said, "I'm not here to belong. I'm here to fix what you broke." Then he walked out. That was the moment. The break. Two giants. No longer on the same side. The media called it the billionaire breakup. Talk shows ran clips. Who's right? Who's wrong? Some people were tired. Why are rich men fighting while we suffer? Others were inspired. Finally, someone standing up to power. But in Washington, it got harder. Trump's allies blocked Musk's plans. No vote, no support. Everything slowed down. Musk felt the walls closing in. He said in a press conference, "I came here to work for the people, not to fight egos." But the fight kept growing. Protests began again. Some were pro-Musk, some were pro-Trump. Signs clashed in the streets. Chants echoed through the Capitol. One young woman shouted, "Fix the system. Don't just fight in it." inside the White House, Musk was tired. He looked out the window one night and whispered, "Is this still worth it?" He opened his laptop, typed a message, then pressed send. The next morning, the world saw it. "I will step down at the end of the month. This mission needs unity, not war." Shock, sadness, relief. The reactions were mixed, but the message was clear. Musk was leaving. Trump tweeted one line, "Too weak for the fight." Musk said nothing back. He just smiled in his final interview and said, "Sometimes, walking away is the strongest move." Chapter 5. The Exit Nobody Expected. He walked out, just like that. No goodbye speech, no last photo. But the message? It was loud. It was a Monday morning. Cool, cloudy, quiet. A black car waited outside the West Wing. Security stood still. Reporters checked their phones. No one knew what was coming. Then, the door opened. Elon Musk stepped out. No suit, no tie, just jeans and a gray jacket. No staff behind him, no box in his hands. He didn't speak. He didn't wave. He just walked. "Is he leaving?" one reporter asked. "Where's the statement?" another shouted. But Musk said nothing. He got into the car. The door closed, and he was gone. Phones buzzed. Messages flew. Did he resign? Was he fired? What happened? The White House gave no answer. No press release. No tweet. Just silence. But later that day, a single post appeared. From Musk. It read, "I tried. I pushed. I broke things. Now I leave. Let others build." No photo, no tag, just those words. The internet exploded. Supporters cried. Critics cheered. News anchors argued for hours. Why now? What went wrong? Did Washington finally break Elon Musk? Behind the scenes, the truth was slowly revealed. Musk had hit a wall. Plans were blocked. Ideas slowed down. He was tired of politics, tired of waiting, tired of fighting everyone every day. He told one advisor the week before, "I didn't come here to play chess. I came to move mountains." The advisor asked, "And if the mountain doesn't move?" Musk just stared at the floor. He had lost key support. His Innovation Council had shrunk. The president no longer met with him. Even inside Doge, staff were confused. Unfinished projects, no clear plan, low morale. Everything felt stuck. Musk didn't like being stuck. He liked action, speed, risk. But now, he felt like a passenger, and Elon Musk was never just a passenger. So he made a decision. Quiet, quick, final. No cameras, no goodbyes. He simply walked out. Some said it was dramatic. Others said it was cowardly. But many understood. One worker in Doge wrote, He was hard to work with, but he believed in change, and I think he tried. A week later, Musk was seen at a SpaceX site, smiling, watching a rocket rise into the sky. A journalist asked, "Why did you leave?" He answered, "Because my rocket fuel doesn't work in government engines." And that was it. No return, no apology, no second try. Just Elon Musk, moving on. His chair in the White House? Empty. His ideas? Still there. Some people still use the apps he started. Some towns still had solar panels because of him. And Doge? It changed. Slower now, more careful. But it was still moving. Chapter 6. Back to Rockets and Robots. He walked away from power, but not from purpose. Now, Elon Musk was back where he started. Back to rockets. Back to robots. The moment he left Washington, he returned to Texas, to Starbase, where steel towers stood tall, where engines roared, where people still believed in the impossible. This was home. Reporters tried to follow him. Will you run for office again? Will you speak out against the government? Are you giving up? Musk only smiled. He said, "I'm not giving up. I'm going back to building." And build he did. Tesla rolled out new solar roofs. Cheaper, faster, better. XAI launched a school program, teaching kids how to code. And SpaceX? It broke records again. 10 rockets in 10 days. A Mars cargo ship on the launch pad. But not everything was easy. The months in Washington had changed him. His team said he was more serious, less joking, less tweeting. At meetings, he paused more, listened more, asked harder questions. One engineer said he came back smarter, more focused, like he knows time is running out. But the world had changed too. Politics were tense. The economy was shaky. AI was growing fast. Too fast for some. And many still blamed Musk. He broke the system and ran, they said. He tried to play hero and failed. Some people didn't trust him anymore. Others didn't care. They were just trying to pay their rent. Musk didn't fight back. Not this time. He told a friend, "If I can't change their minds, maybe I can change their world." So he focused on results. He pushed Tesla to release the $15,000 EV. He opened factories in Africa and South America. He gave rural towns free Starlink internet. He funded clean water systems in native communities. No big press events. No red carpets. Just action. At XAI, he started Project Phoenix, a new kind of AI, open, safe, trained to help students, not sell ads. When asked why, Musk said, "Because we're building the future for kids, not for clicks." But not everything could be fixed. Doug, the government office he created, was now a shadow. Slower. Smaller. Some tech he pushed was gone. Some programs were never finished. And in politics, his name was still a punchline for some. A headline read, "Musk, great inventor, terrible politician." And yet, his fan base grew again. Young people wore shirts that said, "Build, don't beg." Students wrote essays about him. Some called him the last dreamer, others, the first realist. One day, he stood at a Mars launch event. The sky was pink. The rocket was ready. A reporter asked, "If Washington called again, would you go back?" Musk paused, looked up, then said softly, "No. The rocket listens better." Laughter, but also silence. Because deep down, people knew what he meant. Chapter 7. The White House Reacts. He left the building, but the storm he started, it stayed behind. Inside the White House, people were still talking, still arguing, still feeling the heat Elon Musk left behind. Some smiled. "He's gone. Good riddance." Others looked worried. "He did more in 1 year than we did in 10. Former President Donald Trump spoke first. He stood in front of a crowd in Texas. His voice was loud. "Elon is a brilliant guy. He's smart. He moves fast. But let's be honest, he's not a politician." The crowd clapped, but the words were mixed. Was it praise, or was it a warning? Inside Congress, reactions were sharp. A Democratic senator said, "Musk had good ideas, but no patience. You can't treat a country like a company." A Republican replied, "At least he tried to do something. The system's been broken for years." And in the hallways of Doge? Confusion. Some workers packed their desks. Others stayed, unsure what came next. A memo was sent. Remain calm. Continue operations. Leadership will be reassigned. But no one said how or when. The media jumped on it. Headlines filled the screens. "Musk's ghost still haunts the West Wing. Chaos or genius?" The debate continues. Who takes over Doge? Talk shows played clips of Musk's speeches. Podcasts argued for hours. One host said, "He wanted to fix the machine, but the machine broke him instead." But the people, the regular people? They had their own opinions. A teacher in Chicago said, "He messed up, but he tried to help schools." A laid-off government worker in Virginia said, "He fired me with a software update. That's not leadership. That's cold." In a private meeting, the president spoke to her team. She said, "Elon brought energy, ideas, pressure, but now we need healing, stability. The country is tired." She didn't criticize him, but she didn't thank him either. Her voice was calm, but her eyes looked heavy. Behind closed doors, the fight continued. Should Doge stay open? Should Musk's tech be removed? Should his reforms be reversed? One advisor said, "If we erase everything, we waste it. If we keep it, we admit he was right." It was a difficult choice. Outside, protest signs still appeared. Some said, "Bring Musk back," Others said, "No more billionaires in power." The streets were quieter now. But the fire wasn't gone. 3 weeks later, a quiet decision was made. Doge would continue, but under new leadership, slower, softer. Some Musk programs stayed. Some disappeared without a word. No press conference, no big announcements, just quiet edits behind the scenes. When asked about Musk's impact, a senior White House official said, "Elon was like a lightning strike, bright, loud, but lightning can burn the ground it hits." Still, many couldn't forget him. His posters still hung in college dorms. His quotes were shared online. Not as a politician, but as a wild spark in a slow world. Chapter 8. What did Musk really want? Was he chasing power or running from it? Was he trying to change the world or just prove that he could? The truth is hard to see. But the signs are everywhere. From the start, Elon Musk was not like other leaders. He didn't wear the right suit. He didn't shake the right hands. He didn't speak like a politician. He spoke like a builder, like a coder, like someone in a hurry. In his first week at the White House, he told reporters, "I didn't come here for comfort. I came to break things and then fix them." Some people laughed. Some cheered. Some felt afraid. Who was this man? And what did he really want? He moved fast. Too fast for Washington. Old systems? He tried to delete them. Slow departments? He shut them down. Outdated laws? He called them dead code. He said, "America is like an old computer. I'm here to reboot it." Was that ego? Or honesty? Was he fixing things? Or taking control? He didn't ask for votes. He didn't run for office. He was invited in. But once inside, he made the system bend to his will. Some said he wanted to help. Others said he wanted to rule. In meetings, he challenged everyone. He interrupted senators. He insulted CEOs. He pushed his team until they broke. And yet, he also listened to truck drivers. He answered questions from school kids. He gave money to towns no one talked about. So what was he? A cold machine? Or a secret idealist? Maybe he was both. A man who saw the future too clearly and forgot how slow the present really is. His friends said he worked non-stop. 4 hours of sleep, 12 coffees a day. Always building, always planning. He once told a staff member, "If I stop moving, I feel useless." She replied, "You're not a robot, Elon." He looked at her and said nothing. Behind his big moves were simple dreams. A clean earth, a free internet, a government that worked like an app, fast, smart, easy to use. But dreams need people, and people need time. That was the part he struggled with. He didn't understand why change had to wait, why everything needed approval, why politics was more talk than action. He got frustrated. He made enemies. He made mistakes. And in the end, he left. But did he fail? Or did he prove his point? After he walked out, some of his ideas stayed. The digital ID system, the one-click tax app, faster internet for small towns. He planted seeds, even if he didn't stay to see them grow. And now, he's back at SpaceX, back at Tesla, back to what he knows, machines, not meetings. But the questions remain. Was he trying to take control? Or give it back to the people? Was he showing off or sounding the alarm? We may never fully know, because Musk doesn't explain himself. He acts, then moves on. Chapter 9. Politics meets business. What happens when a businessman runs the government? Like it's a company? Elon Musk tried it, and the world watched. In Washington, things move slow. Votes take weeks. Laws take months. Change takes years. But Musk? He came from a different world. At Tesla, he made decisions in minutes. At SpaceX, he failed fast and learned faster. So when he entered the White House, he didn't wait. On day one, he said, "Let's run this like a startup." His team was shocked. His critics were scared, but some were curious. He brought in engineers, not lobbyists, data scientists, not lawyers. He replaced long meetings with short videos. He turned the government into a lab. Test, fail, fix, try again. Some things worked. Public services went online. Waiting times dropped. Old programs were cleaned up or shut down. People started to say, "This actually feels modern." But not everyone was happy. Lawmakers felt ignored. "Where are the rules?" they asked. "He's skipping steps. He's acting like he owns the place." And in some ways, he was. Musk brought business money into government systems. He used SpaceX tech for emergency satellites. He put Tesla batteries in government buildings. Fast, efficient, cheap. But also risky. What happens when one man's companies mix with a nation's power? Where is the line? And who's in charge? Some experts called it smart government. Others called it dangerous. A news anchor said, "This isn't leadership. It's a tech takeover." The truth? It was both. Musk showed how fast things can change. When rules bend. When speed matters more than tradition. But with that speed came mistakes. Some cities got too dependent on Starlink. When the system glitched, schools lost internet. Hospitals had blackouts. A senator warned, if one man holds the switch, he also holds the power. And Musk? He didn't slow down. He said, "We need to act like it's a crisis, because it is." He didn't believe in red tape. He believed in results. And that belief made him both loved and feared. Behind closed doors, other leaders took notes. Young mayors, new ministers. They watched Musk and thought, maybe this is the future. A future where leadership feels like launching a startup. Fast, bold, risky, and not always fair. When Musk left the White House, He didn't give interviews. He didn't explain. But his impact stayed. Some government offices still use his tech. Some still follow his methods. Others quietly returned to normal. The balance between business and politics, it's still shaky, still unclear. But Musk changed the question forever. Before him, people asked, should we mix tech and government? Now they ask, how can we without losing control? Chapter 10. Goodbye, or just the beginning. He walked away. No farewell speech, no final handshake, but he didn't really disappear. Not from the story. Elon Musk left the White House in silence, but his shadow stayed behind. In every hallway, in every meeting, in every screen that still used his tech. Doge still ran on software Musk helped design. The government still used Starlink satellites. Many schools and hospitals still depended on his tools. His name wasn't on the door anymore. But the system still spoke his language. Some people moved on. They wanted peace. They wanted politics to feel normal again. But others felt the change. They missed the speed, the bold ideas, the fire. One staff member said, "We didn't always agree with him, but at least things happened." Even after his exit, the world watched him. Where is he now? What is he building? Will he come back? He didn't give answers, but he gave signals. He tweeted strange messages. One said, "The system isn't ready, but someday it might be." Another, "I built the blueprint. Now let others try." People started to wonder, was that really the end, or just the beginning of something bigger? Elon Musk returned to his companies, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, XAI. But something had changed. He wasn't just building cars and rockets anymore. He was building systems, energy systems, education systems, digital government tools. And he was giving them away. Not to countries, but to cities, towns, schools, anyone who wanted to try. A mayor in California used Musk's code to fix traffic lights. A hospital in Kenya used his solar system to power emergency rooms. A school in India used XAI tools to teach kids in 4 languages. No license, no fee, just access. He called it the Open Nation Project, and it grew fast. People began calling it Musk's second government. No borders, no elections, just ideas and tools. Some loved it. Some feared it. A journalist asked, "Is this the future of leadership or something more dangerous?" Back in Washington, the mood was different. Musk wasn't in the building, but his name came up in meetings. What would Elon do? Would Musk's team solve this faster? Can we compete with him from the inside? He wasn't president, but his presence still shaped decisions. One senator warned, "We must control private power before it replaces public power." Another said, "Or maybe we should learn from it." The debate grew. Was he trying to help or trying to rule? Was he leading or just escaping the rules of government? No one had a clear answer. Maybe he didn't either. 1 year after his exit, a child asked him during a live stream, "Will you ever go back to the White House?" He smiled, paused, then said, "If I do, it won't be through the front door next time." Was he joking? Was it a warning? Or a plan? No one knew, but the world listened.